is the reason that whenever you go to see minor hockey anywhere in North America, there will be at least one kid wearing number 34. He's Auston Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he joins us now. Auston, thanks so much for doing this. What is day to day for you like now?
That's a good question. Usually just wake up, have breakfast, try to do something active, kind of get a good sweat in, and then just kind of hang out. I don't know, play ping pong, just kind of relax, get out in the pool.
You a home gym guy? You have a home gym?
I don't have a home gym. No, I got some some free weights and other stuff like that. Just kind of laying around to kind of at least do something, and getting a sport court built right now. So I got rollerblades ready to go, shoot some pucks, and just kind of go for a twirl.
Nice. Do you shoot on Frederik Andersen? Because we know he's around. Does he put the gear on?
Yeah. No, they asked me that today. No, I don't think I do that to him, and I don't think he wants to go in there anyways. He likes to play out, so no, he's not going in there.
Did you play inline hockey as a kid too? You mentioned getting out there on the rollerblades. No,
I didn't. I played street hockey, but nothing, not inline.
Go ahead, Friedman, and grab some questions.
All right, I have several hard-hitting questions that I have researched for you. First of all, is Joe Exotic deserving of a presidential pardon?
I'd love to see Joe Exotic free. I think this guy is electric, and he's got a voice, and I think it needs to be heard. So I'm all for it.
Would he be welcome at a Maple Leaf game in the future?
Oh yeah, I think so.
This I can't wait to see. I hope it's a Sportsnet broadcast. Second question, I have no idea what this question even means, but I heard you were watching Love is Blind, so I asked an expert in the subject. Are you surprised that Damien and Gigi didn't make it?
No, I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, I think if you watch closely with a close eye, I don't they don't have much in common, but I watched like the reunion, and I think they're back, like they're seeing each other, like they're dating. They're not engaged or married, but I think they're seeing each other. But that was a pretty interesting one for me.
All right, because I had heard that this was a question I should ask. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Third question. If Justin Bieber was to take 10 shots on Frederik Andersen or Jordan Binnington, who would he score more against?
Well, I mean, I got to go with my guy. I think Freddie would let in less goals for sure, but I'm not sure he's going to get many past Binner, but I think he could maybe sneak one in there.
Can you talk about the genesis of your friendship with Bieber and how it's grown to what it's become?
Yeah, I mean, it all kind of happened quick. I mean, he came to a game, I want to say in November, we were playing the Sharks, and then just kind of reached out, I think, over Instagram, and we are just kind of
and
meet him with Tyson Berry. And yeah, that's kind of how it all started.
Question from YouTube, from our stream, from Max Sturley. How many pair of Yeezys do you own? Don't lie to us, Auston.
I had quite a few. I mean, I'm with Nike now, so I had to give them all away. But there was a point in time where I had probably 10, 12 of them.
And you're wearing a Jordan shirt. Why Jordan? Why is he the choice?
I mean, I just threw on a shirt. I didn't think I could do it shirtless, so I just had to throw one on. But I mean, I've had this one for a while. It's nothing special, but just a nice little shirt.
There's a couple of questions about you and your family and sports. Was there anybody, because the way that I've always understood it, Auston, is you came to hockey from not having anyone in your family either play hockey or follow hockey. Like, you are the beginning of the Matthews family and hockey. Who was athletic in your family to begin with?
I mean, I come from a pretty athletic family. Like my dad grew up playing baseball, basketball, tennis. My grandpa played basketball in college. My dad played baseball in college. So I think I kind of come from a pretty athletic background in general. But yeah, nobody really from the hockey side of it. Mostly just baseball, basketball.
Do you remember one specific moment watching a Coyotes game, either live or on television, where it just clicked for you?
Not really. I mean, I was so young, it's kind of tough to really pinpoint the time where I really got into it. But I mean, I just liked going to games and liked, I just liked the atmosphere. I wasn't really interested in much besides the Zamboni, but I don't know, I just liked it. Kind of wanted to try it out from the moment I stepped on the ice.
This year you had a shot at the club record in goals, 54. You were right at it. You were giving it a big run. Was it something that would have meant a lot to you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think just with the history of the team itself and getting to meet all the alumni players throughout, I mean, my time there, they're all amazing. They have a lot of experience, so it's always fun to kind of hear stories from them and kind of get their insights on stuff when they played and stuff. So I've had a couple of conversations with Rick Vive, and I've met him over the years, and I mean, he's awesome, and he was in full support of me kind of chasing that record and hopefully breaking it. But hopefully we can get back on the ice here soon and kind of get back to it. But I think first and foremost, it's most importantly that we're all kind of safe and we're all kind of obeying the rules of social distancing and trying to do everything we can to obviously stop this in its tracks and kind of get back to a normal life.
You mentioned Rick Vive. Have you ever gone back to watch Rick Vive era hockey or watch Rick Vive score and how he did it, skating down the wing and letting that big slap shot go?
Yeah, I've seen highlights and I've seen clips. I mean, they asked me today if I've been watching these throwback games on Sportsnet, but I mean, I don't even have Sportsnet down here. So, but yeah, obviously he's a great player. He's a great Maple Leaf, and like I said, I mean, he's been extremely supportive kind of throughout this whole year as far as that whole record thing goes.
All right, from Gianni on Twitter, hashtag Ask31, will the wrist flick celebration make a return?
I don't know. I think we've kind of moved on from it for now, but you never know. Maybe bring it back.
All right. Then from John Bianchi, as a kid growing up, of all the minor hockey tournaments, which one was your favorite and why?
That's tough to say. I mean, I want to say it was the Chicago Nike Bauer tournament. That one was always pretty cool to go to just because you got teams from all over the world. I mean, my team from Arizona never really did too well in that one, but I enjoyed playing it. And then the Pee Wee Quebec tournament, obviously, that one's kind of, if any guys played in that, it's kind of the pinpoint, of your minor hockey career just because of how big of a tournament it is. And playing in a big arena for the first time with a packed crowd, I think that one was pretty eye-opening for sure.
Auston, when was the first time that you remember people watching you and saying, this kid's going to be a player and this kid has a chance?
I mean, probably not till I was at the national team. I think once I kind of got on that stage where there's scouts and NHL scouts teams are kind of more involved. I think that's kind of when I guess I was more noticed, but I don't think there was really too many teams or like scouts that really took our team really too seriously. But I mean, we had some good players, but yeah.
You mentioned those Arizona teams. I believe one of them you played on a team with Jake DeBrusk and Brendan Lemieux. True?
Yeah.
What were they like at that age? Specifically Lemieux.
He's pretty much the same as he is now. But yeah, I want to say like we were probably like 8 or 9 years old. So this was quite a long time ago. But I mean, we had a great team. Like we had Daniel Sprong on that team as well. We
Oh,
had
no
kind of guys
way.
from all over. Yeah, we had guys kind of from all over. Um, yeah, I mean, it was a great team. We had some good, pretty good success at 8, 9 years old.
How did Daniel Sprong end up? How does he go from? How does he go from where he is in Amsterdam to Phoenix?
I really don't know. Honestly, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't really remember, but yeah, we
Huh.
had him, DeBrusque, Lemieux, and I feel like I might even be missing one or two guys. But
How was DeBrusque then? We always talk to his dad. He's a colleague, of course. How was Jake then?
he's great. A really nice kid. I mean, obviously we play them quite a bit. So, but he was a good shifty little player. I feel like when he was younger, he was a bit smaller, but he really hit his. I think he got his growth spurt. Probably got a lot bigger, and obviously
Mm.
he's a heck of a player for the Bruins.
Freach, I'm
Got
gonna grab a couple more here.
Okay. Let's take a look at. You had an answer to a question I asked a couple weeks ago about. I asked if there was any fear about the Maple Leafs missing the playoffs this year, and said we've never played with fear and we never will. I love that answer. There was. I just like the fact that you said no matter what was going on, there was never any concern. Not.
Yeah, I mean, I have a load of confidence in the guys on our team and myself to obviously go out there and perform. And I mean, this season hasn't just been all sunshine and roses. I mean, we've gone obviously through our ups and downs and um, yeah, adversity and all that kind of stuff. So obviously playing in the market that we play in, that it comes with a.
We have a question from Twitter, Austin, from Adrian Middlebrook. As of a year ago, Arizona had some of the most expensive ice rentals in the world due to supply and demand. I think it actually might be number one as far as cost for ice. Have you thought of ways you would get involved to make programming more accessible for Arizona youth, or maybe have you already? This is early in your career. This is probably like down the road, but I mean, you're such an inspiration to kids everywhere in Toronto and specifically back in Arizona. Well, in Arizona where you are now, how involved are you with Arizona hockey?
I mean, as far as that goes, yeah, I think that's kind of more down the road. But I mean, I enjoy spending my summers here, and obviously when things kind of ramp back up before training camp, coming back and skating. I mean, there's kids there, and I guess kind of seeing the excitement on their face when they see myself skating out there, or even other Coyotes guys that are out there skating in the summer. It's pretty cool that they kind of look up to us. So. As far as that kind of question goes, I think it's kind of more for down the road. But I mean, from firsthand experience, I do know how expensive it is to play hockey, especially here and with all the travel. And obviously, there's limited ice available.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's definitely you definitely want more kids and more people to have access to the sport of hockey and to have ice and obviously enjoy the game.
Got another one there, Jeff?
I do. This one comes from JM. Favorite Toronto takeout?
Ooh, that's a good question. Takeout. I don't do much takeout. I do a lot of Uber Eats.
So
But
what's your big delivery? What do you take it?
What's your
Yeah,
go-to?
what's your go-to
What's your
delivery?
oh
go-to?
boy, I don't even know if I want to say it. I don't know. I can't think about it. I do the occasional Burger Priest. I like Burger
Very
Priest,
good.
like on an off day.
Do you get the
Chibo.
milkshake? Do you get the milkshake?
No. I get the burger with lettuce wrapped. I keep it super healthy. I like Chibo, like pasta, stuff like that. There's tons of options there. I don't know why I can't think of any.
Okay, let me give you something here. The minute Kyle Clifford joined the Toronto Maple Leafs, something happened to Kasperi Kapanen, and I don't know what it is, but all of a sudden he started fighting. When I say Kasperi Kapanen enforcer. What does Auston Matthews say?
I don't know if I like the word enforcer for like him. I mean, he's obviously shown a side that he gets pretty scrappy, and I think really at the point in times of games really kind of got our group going. But I mean, I kind of view him more in a different aspect. I kind of like a Matthew Tkachuk, a guy that's kind of pesky out there, but obviously has skill. Is a really good player, fast. I mean, he can score, he can shoot, but he's got kind of that pesky side to him as well.
Who is the Maple Leaf player that you miss the least at this point in the year?
Maple Leaf player that I miss the least. I mean, I don't think I miss anyone the least. I mean, I miss all the boys. It was pretty cool catching up with some of them. Justin Hall the other day on our Instagram live, and just kind of, me and Mitchie FaceTime the other day as well. So, I mean, I miss all the guys. It's kind of, it's weird, when you're still kind of in the midst of a season and then, you don't get to see them anymore. It's definitely kind of weird because you're just so used to just going to the rink, seeing all the boys, seeing the staff, all the coaches and everything every single day, and you're just in that routine. So it is kind of weird to be out of them, but I do miss all the guys. There's not really one guy that I would say that I don't.
Is
really
there
miss.
anybody from another team who have you probably been talking with the most while you've been back at home?
Yeah, I've talked a little bit with Clayton Keller, who's down here in Phoenix. We're playing video games and stuff with him, but talked a little bit with Matthew Tkachuk, Christian Fisher, some of those guys that I played at the program with, and everybody's kind of back. Besides Kells, I mean, everybody's kind of back in their respective homes now. But yeah, it's just weird. But obviously, I mean, this is like I said earlier today, it's bigger than hockey.
Sure.
It's important that everybody kind of does their part and kind of killing this thing and nipping it, and so we can kind of go back to the way things were as quickly as possible.
Hang on one sec, Jeff. On that level, Auston, you called into Sick Kids Hospital, and it's been something that you've kind of forged behind the scenes, a relationship with the people there. Just at this time, how important is it to you to be connected with those families and those people you've built relationships with?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I think Sick Kids does, such an amazing job, and I have a connection with them, cystic fibrosis and all that stuff. So, I mean, they've been amazing, and I think the work that they do with the kids there and how they take care of them and all the research and development that they put into the hospital, I think it's amazing. And obviously with times like this, the healthcare workers, all the people kind of on the front lines in the hospitals and the workers, kind of put a couple smiles on some kids' faces that are obviously going through a tough time.
That's awesome. Only a couple more here for you, and we'll let you get on with your evening. This from Keith Miller. Freddie generally seems fairly unflappable. What's something that gets him wound up during lockdown?
Probably when I beat him in ping pong. He's not a great ping pong player. He doesn't like losing, but either that or when I throw on like these like romantic like reality TV shows, he usually like gets all mad because we watch him for like a couple hours at a time, and he can only take so much, and he usually just storms out of the room and goes to his room.
Who's the best NHL ping pong player? I know Mikhail Sergachev is really good. Who's the best out there, though?
I want to say it's Patty Eves. I think at the
Match Fest.
Moors he puts on that mat. Yeah, that's right. Yep. And he usually, I think he's won. Who knows, like 4 or 5. Who knows? He wins every year. So, from what I've heard, he's a heck of a player.
From Sports Games and Reactions, favorite road city to play besides Arizona? Favorite
road city, probably New York. I have a lot, but I'd say New York, Chicago, and Vegas are my favorite three.
Those are good choices, I have to say. Probably a reporter's favorite road trip too.
Yeah.
From Sod. Hey, Auston, what are some drills that you do to keep sharp?
I mean, it's kind of complicated. I don't know if I can really run it through right now, but I mean, I used to stick handle up growing up in my garage, and I don't know. I just didn't really have any specific drills. I kind of just made stuff up on the go, and just kind of let my imagination take over and go from there. So.
All right, and last one from the YouTube chat. From Eli, who's your favorite player to watch outside of the Maple Leafs?
My favorite player to watch probably have to be Patrick Kane. He's been my favorite player since I was a young kid. So look up to him a lot. Love watching him play. One of the most exciting guys in the game. I don't think you can ever really go wrong watching him. He's exciting, gets you out of your seat.
Maybe the follow-up then is, if you could take one element out of one NHLer's game, what would it be? Who would be the player and what would you take? Someone's skating, someone's hands? If you could pick one thing from one NHLer.
I mean, I think everybody would probably take McDavid's speed. I mean, that's probably what I would go with. I think it's a pretty easy answer, but yeah, I'd probably have to go with him or McKinnon's strength and explosiveness.
Auston, you've mentioned that the focus right now is on taking care of everything and the people who are doing it. But I'm curious, do you have an opinion on how, when the time comes, play should be resumed?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question too. I mean, there's obviously been so many hypotheticals thrown out there and a lot, of unknowns still. So I really don't know. I think somebody asked me today earlier if I'd be okay if they just started playoffs, when hockey resumes. And of course, yeah, sure. We're in a playoff spot at the moment, but I think you look at teams that are kind of, in a race right now. I mean, you look at Florida, who's kind of right, nipping at our heels. I'm sure they wouldn't like that. So it's hard to kind of say, but, with so much unknown, I'm not really sure, what the case would be when, play does resume.
That's awesome. Listen, Auston, you're really generous with your time. Thanks so much for parking some time here during a difficult time with me and Elliotte and everyone on our YouTube stream and Twitter as well. What's the rest of the night look like for you? What's your plan tonight?
I got no plans. Just hanging out, crush a couple episodes of Love Island, and head on to bed.
Beat Freddie in ping pong, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, beat Freddie in ping pong and whatever else we got here, and then go to bed. Sleep well.
That's awesome. We'll let you get to it. Auston, thanks so much for spending time today. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
There is Auston Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And thanks once again for joining us here on our YouTube stream and another edition of Ask 31. Back again next week.